interview with the great Chuck Caputo.
So, Chuck, hey, it's time for that long awaited interview so your followers can get to know you better.
Oh, did you want to do that now? I was going to have
Oh,
breakfast.
sure. And hey, like this is real life. You have to be ready.
All right. Well, you caught me at kind of a bad time, but I guess we can do it. No problem at all. Hey, I got some magic cereal.
Ooh.
It's supposed to have a free magic trick inside. Oh, look at this. People that do follow me know that I'm big on novelties. When I was a kid, I used to have a bunch of these things. I still do. Look, here's an old thing. You could mismake the young lady here.
I love that.
Look at it. You could change her appearance and
all.
all.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it goes back to the 1960s. Some really cool stuff.
Remember those.
Do you remember something like that?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah, some really neat stuff. But I'm just gonna enjoy myself. Well, some magic cereal. I'm just gonna enjoy myself a little bit while I'm talking, if you don't mind.
No, go, please. Feel free. Like I said, it's real life.
It is real life, isn't it? Well, we're just gonna get these bowls with the cereal. Okay, and watch what happens. Hey, we're gonna make some magic while we're doing this too. Look at this.
Whoa.
It increases in volume.
Wow.
And of course, I do make a mess. That's the name of the game here, right?
Never-ending cereal.
Never-ending cereal. Now, watch very closely. We're going to use this cloth, I guess, and we'll cover it up like so. We'll cover one bowl, then I'll cover the other. And we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what happens here. I have cereal, right?
Yes.
Of course, the other ingredient for breakfast with cereal happens to be milk.
Oh, aren't you fancy?
Aren't I clever?
You are.
But anyway, let me clean up a little bit, and I'm going to eat while I'm talking. This place is a mess. We got to use the vacuum cleaner, okay?
Yes,
But fire away at some of those questions.
so what got you into magic?
What got me into magic? Well, I guess in the late 1960s. I was heavily into novelties, which is what I said on different podcasts and so forth with my friend Eddie Rivera from House of the Unusual. I purchased a few tricks from Johnson & Smith Company. They were fantastic. There was a lot of neat companies when we were kids growing up. Honor House, Gal House. But Johnson Smith, I purchased a, it was pretty cool. It was a little ball and vase and a color-changing scarf. Got me into magic. And then in about 4th grade or so, there was a local magician named Harry Allbacker. He came to our school, and he was really amazing. He dressed like a genie. He wore a turban and everything, and he was on. Excuse me one second. Pretty good stuff. But he was on a local TV show here in Pittsburgh called Adventure Time.
I remember.
You remember Harry? And he came to our school, and it was fantastic. That really got the magic bug going. So I would say, ever since I was about a 6-year-old kid, I was interested in magic.
That sounds wonderful. Wow. So tell me, what was your childhood like?
Wonderful. Great childhood. My parents were absolutely fantastic. We were just an average family, hardworking. My dad worked in a factory, a foundry, next to a furnace. I mean, it was 1,700 degrees. Hard worker, but you do what you have to do to support your family.
Correct. Yep.
And my mom was a homemaker. Fantastic people.
Yeah. How many siblings did you have?
I'm the 4th. We have, yes, I have 2 older sisters and an older brother, and me. I'm the baby.
Oh, sweet. So tell me, how has your upbringing helped you in the field of magic?
Oh, absolutely, it helped me. Like I said, we were poor. We grew up poor, which I'm glad, because I learned to work with my hands.
Good.
And I know the value of a dollar. So at that point, I would cash in pop bottles. Back in those days, we had glass pop bottles.
Oh, yeah.
You'd take to the local store and you get a nickel or a dime.
I remember.
I'd cut grass, I'd shovel snow, whatever it took to place a magic order at the novelty companies and so forth.
You were even a paper boy at one time.
I was a paper boy for about a year and a half or so.
That was interesting.
It was very interesting. I delivered the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette.
Wow.
I'd get up in the morning prior to school starts. I'd get up probably 5:30 in the morning and I'd deliver the newspaper. So that's how I got my money. I mean, we grew up poor.
Wow. And And that brought you into building some of your magic as you got older, correct? And
Yes, absolutely. I had shop class in school. Now, I don't even know
nice.
if they still teach this nowadays. If you don't have it, you need to get this back in. Okay. Because I had shop class and mechanical drawing. So I'm very proficient with building things with wood, with electronics, and so forth.
Oh yeah, and then you got inspired to your new love of electronic magic.
Yes, that's correct.
Mm-hmm.
I worked with the great Del Rey. All my magician friends out there will know who he is. The lay people are like, who? Del who? What? Anyway, Del Rey was a great guy. I worked with him in 1986, I believe, here in Pittsburgh on the same bill, and I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. And he was nice enough to show me backstage a lot of his close-up effects,
Wow,
which
that's
now I'm
really
finding out
nice.
he was very, very standoffish.
Private time,
Yeah,
yeah.
so most magicians do not even believe me, but that's the truth. Dell was a great man, and we remained friends. We talked via the telephone until he passed away. And later on, I found out about Verdi,
Nice.
and he was a Dutch magician from the Netherlands, and he came up with some really cool stuff. I love plexiglass. His main theme was plexiglass. He built things from usually black plexiglass, but he did use orange, yellow, green, all different colors. And he started with liquid magic, and he migrated to electronic magic.
Nice. And can you name some of the things that you built in your career?
Well, that's the thing. If I can't afford it, I'll build it. I've built a replica of Antonio Diavolo, which is a copy of my main man Robert Houdin. He was a French magician who brought magic from the streets into the parlor. Antonio Diavolo is the little trapeze guy. About a year ago, I built one of these. He's only 17 and a half inches tall. He's completely electronic. He is on YouTube. If you search magician Chuck Caputo, Antonio Diavolo, or House of the Unusual, Antonio Diavolo. I've had so many people to offer to buy this, but I turned it down. I'm keeping this for a while anyway.
Yes.
I built his replica. I built a replica of his pastry chef, which is the little baker that comes in
Oh,
out. It
wow,
comes with a
that's
tray.
nice.
It's cute as a button. I built the chess player, um, von Kemplin's chess player. I actually sold that, but it was a miniature mock-up of a chess player. He would actually play chess. He'd
Oh,
knock the
wow.
pieces over. It was really cool.
That
So I
sounds
mean, it goes
great.
on and on. Like I said, if I feel something's too expensive or it's out of my reach, I will build it.
Very nice. And then tell me, who do you admire in the magic industry? I think you touched on a few people that have been
Yeah,
influencers on your life.
I would say the old-time magicians. I really
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of respect for them. Probably the vaudeville magicians like Dante, Thurston,
Ah,
Harry Keller, and so forth. Even Houdini. I mean, these guys traveled by ox cart, by train. I mean, horse-drawn carriages. I mean, one little piece of a leg of a furniture was 100 pounds. So they had a
oh,
struggle. I mean, they
mm,
struggled. I mean, their stagehand struggled, I should say, but it still was a lot of work. And I really admire the work ethic and the creativity to some of these old-time vaudeville magicians.
that's so cool. And then tell us something about yourself, like people may not know.
Oh, there's a few things. I at one time was heavily into martial arts, which I'd like to
Oh,
get back
yeah.
into it. I took Chinese Kempo,
Woo,
and I was almost a black belt in there. I
nice.
practiced something called Wing Chun. We would actually, on the ridge hands, punch
Oh my.
punch a almost like a phone pole, and yeah, it would actually strengthen your hands. And I would do push-ups on my knuckles. I really do not take care of my hands like I should. I've known a lot of magicians that will not even go out and dig a garden. Look, this finger is broken. These two fingers are probably broken. I've French drained our house. I've laid railroad ties. I just, you know what, you have to do what you have to
And
do.
you're always in your workshop building some type of electronic or some magic
That's correct. I'm always
apparatus.
smashing my fingers, catching things on fire.
So, what do you attribute your success to?
Hard work,
Mhm.
tenacity, and I give all the glory to God.
Very nice.
Yes, anything that I've accomplished or will accomplish, I give the glory to God.
And then, what differs yourself from other magicians?
Probably creativity. I
Hmm.
mean, I think I'm a few steps ahead of other magicians when it comes to that. I like to get old time magic props. that are manually operated, and I put electronics to it.
That's
So
nice.
you don't have to go anywhere near it.
Mm-hmm.
So it adds a different element.
I see.
And yeah, let me
Speaking of, huh?
let me just
Got
get
something
these.
to show us?
Yeah, I've got some cards and so forth. I think I hear some. I think I hear somebody knocking. Who's there?
It's the Boston Strangler.
Oh, that's for you, Sherry. But anyway, there are a couple of pet peeves I have.
Mm.
I think the magicians nowadays, you got to get back to the work ethic.
Mhm.
Okay,
Is
that's
that some of the concerns you have about magic today?
exactly. There are a few concerns. I personally know magicians that don't show up for shows. I mean, they do not show up. We recently did a show somewhere, and there was a gentleman we know that he was setting up, and they told him you have to wear a mask. He packed up his stuff and left.
Mm.
I mean, absolutely ridiculous. You know, you have to work. You have to. I mean, I've been doing shows now professionally as a full-time job for almost 40 years. All right, and I don't think I've ever missed a show unless I was deathly ill, and I've never been late. The other concerns I have is the pricing of some of these magic props. I feel bad for the young kids growing up that do not have the money.
That's true.
I mean, 3D bunny boxes, you know, the average person won't know what I'm talking about, but you magicians out there, I mean, if you want one, they're like $400.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. You know, you better know how to build stuff, or you're gonna be broke. And the other thing is, a lot of these conventions, they have the big fancy screens.
The contemporary magicians.
Yeah,
Really
and
doing well.
they're kind of like teaching these kids to, like, you know, it's all close up. You know, I mean, it's all. I mean, that's great. But when you're out in the real world at the VFWs, the American Legions, it's just a floor, a patch on the floor, maybe a riser if you're really lucky.
There's no screens.
There's no screens. If you try and do magic like that, people are going to say, what the heck is that? You know, I mean, I can't see, I can't hear.
Right, they're not going to be able to see it.
Exactly. So my advice to the younger people here is do not get brainwashed with this stuff, okay? And if you call yourself a magician, you have to be careful. People are going to throw a deck of cards at you,
Right.
okay? And you better be able to do something with it. Like, this is just a pack of cards. Just to give you an example here, Sherry.
Okay.
If somebody throws a pack of cards at me, what have you, I mean, I could use an unprepared deck.
Sure.
The bottom card is the 9 of spades. You pass your hand. Look at this. We have a fan that appears from nowhere. Oh my goodness, look at this. We have another one.
Yep.
All right, give a flick and it vanishes. Now, you should be able to do things like that if you call yourself a magician. So somebody may throw a pack of cards at you. They may throw a coin at you. Okay, so you should be able to do something. I'm going to give you an example. This is just off the cuff. I mean, I just threw a few things here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Huh.
Wow.
That's cute.
And it vanishes. Yeah, you should be able to do things like this at a bar or something. Not that I hang out in bars.
No.
I don't even drink.
I know.
But but if you call yourself a magician, you better be able to do something. So
Nice.
I would if you don't want to do things, I'd call myself like a hobbyist. If you're gonna get into that realm, because I know people that shy away from things. Here's something kind of neat, Sherry.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go through. You say stop.
Stop.
All right, we're gonna take this card.
Okay.
Take a look at it.
Got it.
We're gonna place it into the pack.
Nice.
And over here, I have a houlette. That's
Ooh,
another term for us magicians.
I like
Your
that.
card is somewhere in the pack.
Okay.
I mean, I generally have no idea where it is. We're just going to place it into the houlette like so. I'd like your card to please rise. Let's see what happens here.
Okay.
All right. Oh, here we go. All the way up. Yes. It's coming up. Come on. We'll give you a little. Oh, there you go. Fantastic.
Hey.
Was your card by any chance
Ooh,
the 4 of hearts?
it was indeed.
Watch the 4 pips.
Ah.
All right, here we go. Pretty cool.
That's cool.
Now watch. I'm just going to more or less just give it a rub. Oh, look at that.
Ooh,
Wow, pretty
very
cool.
nice.
That's one of my latest inventions I was playing around with.
I was going to ask for the last question. What's like your latest invention that you're working on?
Well, I touched upon something pretty unique.
Oh yeah.
I probably will not be sharing this with the magic community. It's with holograms. I honestly believe this is the wave of the future, where you can have a three-dimensional image right in front of you that looks like it's there, yet you could make it disappear in an instant, just by turning off the focal lights and so forth. Holograms, I believe, is the way of the future.
Wow.
Oh, one more pet peeve:
What's that?
arrogance.
Ah.
I do not like people that are arrogant. Let's face it, us as entertainers, there's a
Yes.
lot of arrogance in this field. Come on, man, you got to be humble. Okay. If I sense that you are an arrogant person, you will not be my friend very long. I have too many friends. I'll just delete you. We recently went to a magic convention. I had several $1,000s in my pocket, and I was probably going to spend it. This
Oh.
this guy had some nice props, and I was thinking, hey, I could probably, just by listening to him, man, he thought he was 10 steps above everybody.
I know.
He just lost a cell, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not going to be nice, act like you're nice. You know what I mean? I like people that are very nice, that will talk to you, like Jeff McBride's a decent guy, very nice
sweet.
man.
Barton,
Lance
always.
Burton, humble
Yes.
people, man.
Yes.
That's the way you got to be.
You got to remember where you came from.
Yes, you have to remember. And listen, to all my future magicians, okay, I'm just on my way out. Probably, I don't know how long I have. I mean, I'll be 60 in January. All right. What I'd recommend is work hard, be honest, and the most important thing is do the very best you can. Not just in magic, with everything. We've been married, Sherry. It'll be 32 years. I would like to think that I was a good husband, and I'm a good father. We have 2 boys, Michael and Nick. I always tried to set a good example for the kids. That's very important. Most people do not do things like that. Always strive for the best.
Yes.
Hey, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the interview. God bless.